One thing I love seeing time and time again is two gigantic YouTubers publicly beefing and just embarrassing themselves. It is a car wreck that you cannot help but not look away from. And this spicy drama today revolves around XQC and H3H3. They had a public debate on stream. It just went to complete shambles and even ended at one point with XQC doing the worm on the floor.
Views you get. Oh, he's crying in the corner. Oh, okay, sure. I mean, that's content, man. It's original content, at least. Yes, do that, bro. Dude.
So this debate originally started around copyright because there seems to be this thing that happens like once or twice a year where everyone gets really sick of reaction streamers. Hassan, XQC, people that will just put on videos of other YouTubers, watch it pretty much in its entirety and add kind of next to nothing. Sometimes they might even eat and then just leave their chair dormant while they leave.
Where are the crab cakes? Oh, that's them there, underneath there. Are they mini crab cakes? Are we...
Now, I do want to say, a lot of you will point the finger at me and say I'm also completely guilty of this. 100%, I do not deny that. But that being said, one time I saw a YouTuber actually do a tier list of other people reacting to his video, and he put me in S tier, above critical.
We just watched Pyro. I gotta say, S tier. I don't know if there's anything better that he could have done.
So you know what? You might be right, but anytime you bring it up to me, I'm now going to use that retroactively in every single argument because some YouTuber that I watched a video of one time put me in S tier. It seems to be a weird cycle where people tolerate reaction streamers until like one guy on Twitter just wakes up one day and he gets really angry, calls them out, and then herd mentality kicks in and everyone points the finger at, you know, critical, XQC. It's like, oh, they don't add anything. I mean, I would definitely be called out, but I'm nowhere near as relevant, thankfully. So that's what the entire debate was on, and XQC actually asked H3 if he could come onto his stream and have a live debate. And to be fair, it did start off pretty polite. Kind of.
So I just want to say, first off, like I was saying, thank you for doing this. I think it's an important conversation to have, and I think you're the right person to talk to about it. Simply because I feel, and I think you would agree with this premise, that you push the fair use value, or apparently you don't even care about fair use at all. And I don't want to put words on your mouth, so you can correct me where I'm wrong.
I don't want to put words in your mouth. Proceeds to put words in his mouth. Now, I do want to say I don't have any dogs in this fight. Both people in this debate have done rights and wrongs. Like, for example, some good that XQC has done. Him, or more likely his team because he's lazy, have reached out to people when he reacts to videos saying, hey, can we actually, you know, post this video, this reaction? He actually asks for permission. And then H3, on the other hand, you probably might know that one of his best friends is Hassan, who does exactly what XQC does. Why does Hassan get a pass? Well, he actually doesn't, because H3 actually said to Hassan at one point, you know, when you get up from streams and you just leave the chair empty, why not swap over to music or something?
One of the things is, I think you'll agree with this as well, is just like, don't leave the video running when you get up.
100%.
To go pee.
Yeah, you can't
That's
do
like
that.
pretty basic stuff.
You stop doing that?
I only do it with, I usually only do it with my videos that I know are from my friends. What are you supposed to do if there's an emergency and you have
just
to get
say,
up?
wait, I'll be right back.
Yeah. You can, well, that, and also you can pause it, but the problem is...
Yeah, pause the video.
When you pause the video, it's just like...
You say, guys, put on a song or something, you know what I mean?
You're
Fucking
absolutely
chill.
right. You're 100% right.
Which, to be fair, is actually a really good idea, and I actually might start copying that now. And then H3 asks X, you know, a very important question. Is the content transformative? Because, like, even the word transformative, like when you debate copyright, what is transformative? Like, I personally feel that work can be transformative if you add enough to create something different from it. That's why, for example, when I stream, I'm absolutely terrified of watching more than 5 seconds of a clip and not doing a one-liner or a cutaway gag or trying to add something, because my brain is just thinking, if I'm not doing that, I'm Hassan sitting there eating my fucking ready meal.
First question for you to start is that, do you think your work is transformative? Of course, that's one of the main tenets of fair use. Do you think your work is transformative?
Yes.
You do?
Yep.
He just says it. He says it with such conviction, man. Yes.
Here, I mean, okay, because I was watching you yesterday, and here you said it's absolutely not transformative. Here it is.
You don't have to care. That's totally fine. But do you agree that you've created non-transformative reactions?
100%, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We've agreed.
100%, yeah. Well, 100%. So what X does then to do a huge gotcha moment, because obviously Ethan pulled up that clip, he then goes on to try and basically explain that him and H3 basically upload the same kind of content.
So we're on the same page. Yeah.
And also a lot of your stuff too. So we're in the same boat pretty much.
Probably not as much, no.
So
It's so
I did a little bit of
passive-aggressive.
stats. Maybe you don't want to hear it because you want to gonna la la la. But by density of content, with how much you upload as a person, as a channel, I upload this much, right? Overall, because I have a lot of runtime, you upload about this much. If you were to break down the percentage of non-transformative content, your ratio is almost higher as mine.
I have no idea what you're trying to say right now. You're going to have to unpack that more. I don't understand this much, that much. You got to have to explain that a little more.
So X is basically trying to make the argument that he live streams for such a long period of time that basically only a small fraction of that content is actually used for YouTube. But he's basically saying to Ethan, because you only live stream for the podcast and, you know, with Hassan as well, you only use that for YouTube content. Now, I'm not sure whether Ethan didn't understand that or he just can't understand what X is saying, which both of them are pretty valid. So then Ethan brings up another example, basically saying to X that here's an original video and then here's the video that you reacted to. And the video that you reacted to is only 40 seconds longer, implying that he only added 40 more seconds of actual content that was original, that was his.
To an 8.5-minute video, adding 7.8% runtime. Actually, I even did you a favor. I condensed all of your commentary on this specific video into just a short video because it's only 40 seconds. So I'll show this. Well, this is important because what you say, the commentary does matter. Because
before you finish, let me go. So you're about to prove me right. I said I do non-transformative dog shit, and you're about to show me non-transformative dog shit.
Okay, fair. So I don't have to show it to you.
I mean, you'll go clap me because I mean I just said I did that.
Okay.
That's like saying I'm white and I'm on camera.
Well, you said that yours is more transformative than mine, so I don't understand the consistency or the point you're trying to make.
So as you can see, the argument starts to descend into being like very petty. Like you can tell they're both being very passive aggressive to each other. They're both basically sat on facts, hoping it's going to be a gotcha moment, but then they'll just concede and be like, "Oh, I'm white." So up to this point, it was a formal discussion, you know, formal, polite. From here, it just becomes personal insults, very backhanded, very messy.
The ecosystem, you seem to care about DMC a lot, right? So being a thief, surely you're going to care about that a lot. So did you damage them? Did you talk to them? Did you make an apology?
I don't know who the victims are or if there are any. All right, let's move on. We're talking in circles a little bit. We want to talk about the permission thing?
I like how he physically waved him away. Like that's going to get X to just like get a gust of wind and get blown out of the call.
So what you're doing is running away pretty much. We're not running in circles.
Well, no.
We're running in a direction and you're going straight forward. That's what's going on right now.
That's clearly not the case, but
Gotcha.
I will just let it be for the sake of continuing the argument.
Gotcha. Keep going.
But yeah, you do it every single day. I mean, I've done it maybe a few times in my career. I've done, you know, and again, I don't know who the victims are, and if they come or nobody's ever come to me. Has anyone ever complained that you stole their videos?
Anybody that has
anybody ever?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Okay, because nobody's ever complained to me about that.
Oh, so now you care about robbing somebody, right?
Well,
and if they didn't tell me, well, you know what? We're chilling.
You're saying the victim of the crime doesn't matter?
Which is exactly what you went after me.
Raise voice.
Does the victim of a crime not matter?
Well, he's asking after the fact that was the exact argument that you went at me for, and you're running away from it.
Now, this part of the dialogue, they start to talk about victims, which is basically kind of a buzzword for people that X has reacted to and not really gave credit to, or maybe they weren't happy with the fact that their video was being reacted to in the first place. And one person that they cite right now is a YouTuber called Vintage, who does these like deep dive analytical videos. I really like his stuff. I think I've actually reacted to 1 or 2 of his videos on stream before. The guy's super chill, but then he is brought up, and this is the point where XQC starts to get bodied pretty badly. It's very apparent that Ethan and his team have kind of prepared all these screenshots and all this kind of stuff beforehand. It's kind of a gotcha moment, but X, being as impulsive as he is, he's just joined this call thinking he could wing it, which you could never do on live debates.
Way more careful with the amount of growth that they're getting, how many subscribers they have. And I try to be better with it. And quite honestly, when it comes to small creators, I have never had any pushback, right? So no victims in that case.
Okay, that's perfect. Have you heard of a guy named Vince Vintage? You reacted to 2 of his videos. This one was from a month ago. You remember this video? Disappearance of FBI's most wanted 16-year-old. XQC reacts. This is from a month ago.
That was 2.5 months, 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay, perfect. So it was very recent. So would you consider this guy a small creator? He doesn't have a lot of subs. In fact, here's his original video. He only has 400,000. Well, that's not small. But anyway, you did this recently. Do you know who that guy is?
Yes.
Okay. Why didn't you ask him for permission?
I don't know. Did he complain? Because at this point, I don't know if I have a victim, right? I don't know. So I didn't do.
Well, you do, actually. And what's funny is I literally just reached out to one random person from your recent reacts, just one, who followed me. Because I knew
just one. It's just one. It was only one, for sure.
Yeah. No, I swear to God.
So you wouldn't ask, are you a victim, by the way?
Let me, hold on. This is important. This is important for you to understand. So I reached out to Vintage, and I said, hey, I'm just curious, did XQC get permission? And I'm going to read you the message he sent me, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
He said, really appreciate you reaching out, Ethan. I've never been contacted by XQC at all for any of my React videos. My personal take is this. I love big streamers watching, like XQC, Hassan Mizkif, Moist Critical, watching my videos on their stream. It's a big ego boost. But when XQC does it, it's different. When he watches my video, he always re-uploads the whole thing on his YouTube channel with his insightful commentary as, wow, chat, isn't this crazy? Compared to when Hassan watched my stuff, he shouted me out and he says he loves my stuff and he sent a bunch of subscribers to my channel. A fair exchange. Here's a video. He showed me a video of Hassan doing that. And then he said, XQC, he really just steals my shit.
Personally, I'm going to have a bias because I've been a React Andy to videos. Like I've watched, reacted to loads and loads of content, and I'm always terrified of never adding enough. I genuinely feel it's always up to the uploader, but the chance of them allowing you to react to it is like, is it entertaining to watch? If you really just sit there and have it as something to be like coddle your child Zoomer audience while you're eating or like taking a piss or something, then like it basically is a straight re-upload. But then if you have people that actually have, you know, commentary, something to add, or maybe even just reading chat, watching the video and then adding on to that, you're at least giving something back to the creator, even though it's a small way. Like, I'll be honest, I've reacted to a lot of content on YouTube. I don't actually reach out to them and ask for permission, usually because DMs are closed and stuff, not with every case, but I always make sure to add some kind of intro talking about the video, and then the first line of the description will always be linking back to the original video, you know, to give credit. So this is the point where they both get stun locked and it just descends into complete anarchy. XQC basically saying that you're trying to, you know, make me out to be the sole bad guy when there's loads of other streamers that do this, which is again pretty valid and fair, even though he is the biggest. That's a fair point. And then he turns out on H3 saying, well, you do reactions as well, probably not as much as me, but you still do them.
Sound like watch out, you kind of sound like a Robin Hood or something. Are you like some sort of hero or something like that? Because it seems like you do a lot of that and you take the high road on it. You take the high road on that. One, that's my point. You have done that. You do that.
You haven't proven that.
Well, it's all
okay. Fine, I did it. You know what I mean? It's like so stupid. What is it?
Should it?
What does
because you can't use me as an example for your own thing because
you keep saying that
you're doing it.
Not proven.
You're doing it. You call me a thief piece of shit when you're doing it. You
haven't proven that. I don't know why you keep saying that.
Let me send one DM. I will, guys. I'm going to send one message, and he will automatically give me a full response right now. Give me a minute for it. Okay.
You're making fun of this message I got from Vintage, which is a genuine, he was expressing himself genuinely, and he was disturbed by the way he uses content. Can I ask you another question related to Vince?
So this is the point where X gets very stun locked, and then Ethan, like, doesn't even try to use any kind of subversion, straight up asks him, if you use an entire video and only add like 20 seconds of additional content onto it, do you see anything wrong with that? Let's see the reaction.
And if you added 20 seconds of commentary to his video and you use the same title and the same thumbnail, you don't see any problem with that.
Okay. The worst thing he could do right now is say no. That is the worst thing he could possibly say. This isn't like James Woods' Family Guy with the piece of candy, like leaving into a box trap. Like, this is just obvious. You are not meant to say no to this.
No.
Okay. There it is.
So it seems like
all you really need to say. So it seems that you don't care about.
No. There's like a really common theme in psychology where it's like if you have two people that debate and they know that they're in the wrong, they will still keep disagreeing just for the sake of it, because it is so much easier to keep digging your heels in and making the hole deeper than actually making a concession and be like, okay, I messed up. I didn't mean to. So the argument kind of gets back on track here a little bit, not really. So Ethan brings up another example of internet anarchists. Now, this is another video essay YouTuber, and X reached out to him and basically said, can I react to your video? Can I post the reaction? And he goes, yes, but here's a lot of stipulations. Like, for example, pinning a comment, saying thank you, probably groveling at the end of the video. But what Internet Anarchist did is actually shown a graph that when XQC's video was uploaded, the reaction video, his video actually started to get a slight decline in impressions and views. Now, X's video didn't do too well, like it only had like 100,000 views or something, but it's still shown that it negatively impacted that video. Not saying that happens with all reaction videos, but just in that specific example. And then Ethan brings that up to him, and X's defense here is God tier, completely bulletproof.
I'll let you describe. The video witnessed an 87% decrease in impressions on the day of the re-upload. So,
Hey, Ethan,
explain that dub to me.
Go ahead, do you, in your position, have a time machine? Answer the question. You do not. Gotcha. Since we're going to do the whole, I'll answer for you. You do not have a time machine, right? It is impossible to know how the video would have performed and how it would have went down in this natural
they did
curve
it dirty with the overlay
over time,
as well.
right? Whether I watched it
That's
or
an
not.
assumption. You have no proof. I have proof.
So you use...
I have analytics.
So one data set, right?
You have no data set. At least I have a data set.
Oh my God.
And also, you're the dude stealing content, so the onus should be on you to prove the great benefit of it.
Okay, I get what you're saying, okay? I find it a little bit dishonorable and a little bit disappointing that in the middle of a conversation about analytics, you're spewing words to your audience and mine about me stealing and whatnot, when we're trying to prove that it quite literally doesn't help anybody.
So obviously, like I said earlier, H3 prepared for this. Him and his team got loads of evidence, loads of screenshots to basically body him, and X turned up with absolutely no rebuttal whatsoever, so he is being, unfortunately, very bodied. And then, like, X just slips into personal insults at this point where he's just mocking Ethan's posture.
I'm just telling you.
React harder, XQC.
The way it says, you bro, hey, listen, you're the guy who sits like this in fucking 20 degrees and does this.
So the transformative nature is about how straight you sit. Got it.
And then it just descends into complete hell with them both basically just screaming over each other like children in the sandpit.
I'm really curious, but I'll answer the Teddy Fresh before you do your monologue.
It discredits all your points and makes you look like...
No, it doesn't. No, I'm genuinely curious. No. XQC, no, I really want you to answer it.
And you fell on your face flat.
No.
It's time to let on the facts.
No, it's an interesting philosophical question.
Prove me wrong.
Okay, first of all, the Teddy Fresh thing. So Teddy Fresh is a company with 30 employees. And by the way, I love whenever someone's losing a debate to me, they bring this up. It's literally the lowest hanging fruit. And if you know anything about me, you know I've talked about this 1,000 times, but I'll address it because you brought it up.
So if you're wondering what X is trying to do now to do like a gotcha moment to Ethan, is criticizing Ethan's Teddy Fresh merch. So he has merch that's basically a huge company right now. He has loads of graphic designers, and some of those artists would basically take stuff that was way too close to the source material or like, you know, their inspiration and basically just rotating some images. That's not all the merch, obviously, but there were like a few exceptions. But the fact that we've gone from video copyright and transformative and we're now talking about merch, I do not look like, okay, it's the same game of football, definitely in different galaxies though. And then it gets even more chaotic because Ethan's wife Healer starts joining. I think X just calls him bold at some point.
We are thieving.
Hold on. Let me finish my point.
Yeah, bring out Healer. Hey, bring him in.
Hold on.
Bring him in?
I didn't.
Hold on.
Your husband is bald.
My husband looks awesome.
Dude, my hairline is... Okay, dude, the fact that you're coming for my hairline just proves how fucking delusional... Your whole... That's a metaphor.
I do have to admit, like, Ethan gets a lot of criticism, but he does have a good hairline. That's pretty much irrefutable. So as you can see, the entire debate has lost all meaning right now. It's basically just X criticizing Ethan's clothing brand. And this then ends with X
of your arguments.
Doing the worm.
Okay, it's not defensible, but anyway, you know what? I mean, I don't see this conversation going much.
Guys, it is defensible thievery, guys. It's stealing in the right way.
No, I retracted that as soon as I said it, right? What you heard. I said we've corrected the error, an understandable error, in my opinion, one that you refuse to remedy after time and time and time again. You provide me zero direct answers. And frankly, I think you know you're wrong, and I think you don't care that you're wrong because it benefits you greatly. You make a lot of money. You don't want to change what you do. And here's another thing. You're not going to be able to make 12 hours of content for Kick, who paid you $100 million, if you can't steal other people's content. Because if you don't, what the fuck are you going to do all day? Sit there and gamble? Nobody's going to watch that shit. Nobody's going to watch this shit already. They don't care about you even having arguments. Clearly, you're not very good at that. You lost 12 viewers, man. My views are very good right now, by the way.
So I think we need like a therapist to give us a hint on when the tantrum ends. When does it end, Ethan? It seems like when you go on these tangents, you go on a rampage and you just ramble and ramble without making any concise point or a question. Is it you're done with that shit? Can we talk like adults now or not?
I think this conversation has kind of been exhausted.
People would rather watch me full screen cam do the fucking worm
Do that, bro.
than watch your
Do
prime
it for
content.
a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many fucking views you get. Oh, he's crying in the corner.
Just starts doing the worm.
Sure. I mean, that's content, man. It's original content at least. Yes, do that, bro.
Just do it.
Do it.
And then to end this whole horrible story, there's a final message from XQC. I know it kills you inside. You lost so much time and money in that lawsuit. Which one? I don't know. Whichever, really. You seem so bitter after it. I'm fine. Anyways, when the bills kick in and you're struggling, remind yourself you leak DMs out of insecurity. And don't forget, I got your whole house on my wrist. I would like to point out, by the way, that watch he's got on his hand is around $300,000. And H3 and X are both people that probably have well over $50 million each. So I don't think he's going to get insecure over that one. But yeah, overall, very bizarre, funny situation. I'm just happy I got to see XQC do the worm.